Hayes FM.
The way I see it.
And I thought I fancy that.
Yeah, it actually isn't. They didn't write it, did they? It's a cover version.
I don't know much about it, to be honest.
Denis. I believe it's a cover version.
1963 song, Denise by Randy and the Rainbows, wasn't it? If I remember correctly.
Oh, right.
Written by Neil Evanson.
Oh, really?
Blondie's version contained a verse that partly improvised lyrics.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I know she's got one verse is in French. Because she was quite sophisticated when she wanted to be. Anyway, this is Debbie Harry's band, Blondie, and Denis. Bit like Duran Duran, really, but without the Duran.
The elbows.
Oh yeah, she's certainly in love with that Danny Doobie-Doo. Doobie-Doo. Remember that? Yeah, that was good. That was from Clockwork Orange, wasn't it? Doobie-Doo. Do you remember that, John?
Sorry, I've just been making myself another cup of tea.
Yeah,
do you want this one as well?
I wouldn't mind another one. That was quite good.
We've got the Flag Listeners' debut single, Birds Fly, coming up later on, and all looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Steele and the boys are listening in Limerick as well.
Ah, cool. I know a Limerick. No.
We're quite... Yeah, I know a good one. We're quite big out in Ireland, apparently. We're quite a big deal.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And the Flag Listeners are now quite a big deal in London.
Wow.
They broke the London circuit.
Oh, cool, man. I've always wanted to make it in the Emerald Isle. I've never been there, you know that?
I love it.
My dad was always saying, "Oh, I'll take you," but he never did.
Two places in the world that popped my eyes was Ireland and India.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
But I've been to India. I haven't been to Ireland.
It will pop your eyes.
Yeah.
So be careful.
Okay, cool. Anyway, right. I'm going to play this next song just to fill up some time. 10 minutes of my life, but it's a good tune. It's not got a guitar solo in it.
Oh, wasn't it?
No, so you'll be fine.
I was going to say it'd be one. We've got to play Tim Harris's tonight as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because that'll be 4 weeks running that we've said, yeah, we'll play that, Tim.
Yeah.
Friend of the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. And we never do.
Avid listener, and we never play his requests.
We're taking advantage of his good nature, I think.
I think either that or we're taking advantage of our forgetfulness. This is Fool's Gold, of course, from the one and only Stone Roses. I have to fade that one away. They're the lovely. I love the end of that. I really do. I know it's like goes on a bit, but it's like such a groove. Yeah, love it. I love the end when there's no more playing and it's all finished. That's my favourite bit. Of course, the Stone Roses there, Fool's Gold. The long version, because I like to bore my audiences. Only joking. If you're at a loose end tonight, no, not tonight, tomorrow night, there's a band playing, they're called Deviance. We've had them on the show before playing sort of acoustic, unplugged stuff. And they're playing at, where is it again? Somewhere in Camden, pretty well known. God, where was it now? The Fiddler's Elbow, that's it. Malden Road, NW5. They're called Deviance. They're from Ruislip. They're a very kind of like rocky, like a bit like Thin Lizzy meets Queen and Guns N' Roses. Really good, really like powerful sound, but they got some like acousticy moments as well, so they're pretty good. That's tomorrow night. I'll play a bit of them, and then you can find out more about them on deviance.com. That's DEVIENCE.com. Yeah, and if you want to go out and see a covers band this Friday, you could do this. I'll tell you what you should do. The Artful Codgers are at the Paddington Packet Boat. That's in Cowley Road. Cowley, obviously. Where else? MOT are at the General Elliot, St John's Road, Uxbridge. Large Portion, so funny. They're at the Brook House, Kingsville Avenue, Hayes. Roxy Magic, and they're a Roxy Music tribute band. They are at Tropic in Grosvenor Vale in Ruislip. That's always good. Always good night out, that is. And Big Al and the Blistering Buicks are at the Black Horse in Eastcote. That's another good gig. Go and see him. A lot of old traditional rock and trick and or roll music. Very good. Nice stuff. Bob Dylan was inducted into the Nobel Peace Prize for Literature. I'll be playing a bit of Bob in a bit. Anyway, if you want to go out on Saturday, the Flyers are at Hayes and Harlington Conservative Club. That's in Church Road. Club, not club. Can't say my words properly. And Leach are at the Crocker Gold in Ruislip. That's on Saturday. Open mics, of course. There's a first Sunday of each month at the Blues Bar. Tuesdays at the General Elliot. Apparently, I've heard, from 8:30. I've never actually been there because I'm always doing a show at night. Anyway, Thursday afternoons at Harrison Hall Coffee Shop opposite Uxbridge Tube Station. That's always a good one as well. So, yeah. Get out there and do something. Go and support some live music or participate. Here's a song by Mr. Bob Dylan. He should have got the Peace Prize for this.
Come, you masters of war, that you did.
Powerful stuff there, Mr. Bob Dylan and Masters of War. Things just haven't changed. It's just got worse. But there you go. What can you say? What can you do? There's a band called Blocks. They've played on this show before. They've got a new single out. It's called Your Boyfriend. You can get it, download it on iTunes. It's also on Spotify. It's a very good tune. They're from Hillingdon and Uxbridge and that kind of area. That's just a sample. There you go. I'm only allowed to give you a sample because I can't find the web address. I might be able to play a bit more for it. You never know. You never know your luck on this show. Oh, I sounded like Terry Wogan then, or I felt like I sounded like Terry Wogan. Like an English version. I like to dedicate this song to everyone with hearts and ears. Rod Stewart covered this once. Sir Rod Stewart, I might call him now. No, I won't. I don't agree with that kind of thing. The lovely Jimi Hendrix there, most beautiful. Yes, Angel. Angel came down from heaven yesterday, stayed with me just long enough to rescue me. Beautiful stuff there from Mr. Jimi Hendrix. I finally located that Blocks track. They're spelt BLOXX, and they are excellent. They are really good. This is their latest track. It's available for downloads from all the reputable download companies, Apple Store and what's that one? Spotify, all that lot. Yeah, it's all there. It's all there. It's all there, over there. This is called Your Boyfriend.
a better place, yeah. And your boyfriend, I don't love him. And I've seen him playing his games. Playing his games, oh yeah, I've seen him playing his games. Playing his games, oh yeah, I've seen him playing his games. I don't mind it all. She's in my head, yeah. And your boyfriend, I can't stand him. And I've seen him playing his games. Playing his games, oh yeah, I've seen him playing his games. Playing his games, oh yeah, I've seen him playing his games. Playing his games, oh yeah, I've seen him playing his games. Playing his games, oh yeah, I've seen him playing his games. Long wait for your body down. Wide awake, I see it clearly now. Holding on, I know I let you down. Trying my best to make it come around, to make it come around. From playing his games, oh yeah, I've seen him playing his games. Playing his games, oh yeah, I've seen him playing his games. Playing his games, oh yeah, I've seen him playing his games. Playing his games, oh yeah, I've seen him playing his games.
There we go, Leonard Cohen there, The Partisan, of course, beautiful song there. I've also wondered, Partisan's something to do with war, isn't it? It's like a warmonger, is it, or something?
Partisan?
Soldier. Is it a soldier?
No, partisan is when you're absolutely committed to a cause.
Right, oh yeah. But like a revolutionary or something.
Yeah, it
That's
can
what
be.
I thought.
Can be anything.
I always thought that. So what's
You
an
can be a-
artisan? Is that like someone who's...
That's, yeah, you know, like we have an artisan coffee shop, like they're particularly...
All right, so they're like dedicated to art.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And what's marzipan?
Hey, you've just eaten a load of it.
Yeah.
I've just taken the turn home. She was feeling rough, Morris, and bless her heart,
Yeah.
she was going to try, wasn't she?
She was, but she wasn't.
I've just driven her home, and I was really worried about the cakes. Where are the cakes?
Oh yeah, I put them out there so I didn't eat them all.
Did you
Like,
really
yeah,
have
yeah.
to take them away from
I
you?
have to, yeah, literally.
That's like an illness.
I know it is.
That's ridiculous.
I know it is.
Can't
I've
you
got
just
no
think? Can't you just think?
self-control.
No, I'm not. I'm just not going. I'm going to leave John one.
Yeah.
I heard Blocks though in the car. That's a fabulous little
Isn't
single.
it? It's
isn't it?
a well good track. I
Yeah.
know it's so catchy, but the right catchy.
Yeah,
They've really nailed their sound.
Catchy Monkey.
So that's available on all kinds of formats. Well, download only, I suppose, but that's the only format. But all the great stores, you know, Google Play, the Apple Store. It's on the App Store and it's on Spotify. That was, of course, Your Boyfriend. It's about why, you are boyfriend, like, you know, like they write nowadays. Language is taking a turn for the worst, if you ask me, but never mind.
Oh, an old man. Where's my tea?
I don't know.
Have you done mine?
No, I've done mine. Yours is still out there, isn't it? I thought it
No,
was just
there's
about
an
to
empty
make one.
cup out. Just unbelievable. It's 3 cups of tea you've had,
No, I haven't.
and 2 of which have been mine.
I've only had 1 cup of tea.
All right. I'll go and put the kettle on.
if your tea was made, then it still exists somewhere in the void of this studio. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm actually sounding like Terry Wogan in my cans.
Yeah, I heard it in the car.
Yeah.
I thought, Christ, it sounds like Terry Wogan, and you said I sound like Terry Wogan.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I think my voice has gone deeper. But Terry Wogan, he was a master of the obscure, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was fantastic.
He was. I really.
Don't get me
rated-
wrong. I would take that as a compliment that someone said you like Terry Wogan.
Yeah, I would. But he had that surreal. I think that's the Irish. They're just the best at that. They're masters of the surreal.
Are you building towards an Irish link here?
No, I'm not. But
okay.
but I was just saying, it just so happens that this is linked to this song.
It is, yeah.
This band are from Ireland.
The Flag listeners, yeah.
And they're listening. Where are they listening from? Limerick.
The boys are listening from Limerick, yeah, and they're like I say, a big deal over there, and now they're a big deal.
Oh, yeah, and we're a big deal over there.
We're a big deal over there.
Yeah,
that's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah, we got. I'm going to phone up Isaac in a bit, and we're going to talk about why he is investigating into the flat Earth, because there's a big movement happening about people. I mean, it sounds ridiculous to me, but I know some people, they're not bloody stupid, but it's just like, I don't know, it just sounds insane to me because I know so many things. Well, I think I know so many things.
You can be really intelligent and stupid at the same time.
Yeah, and
my
wrong.
sister, for instance.
I'm not going to go there, but I think my brother's like that. My brother's really intelligent, but he's not. I think he doesn't feel anything or sense anything. If he can't work the logic out of anything, he just goes.
You can send a really intelligent person to the shop for fags, and they'll come back with a meat pie.
Yeah.
And you go, "What's that?" And they go, "They didn't have your brand, so you got me a meat pie."
Yeah. Yeah.
This is they kindly sent me the CD on my pal
What track
Helen
do you
did.
want? What track number?
I want both, but should we have Birds Fly? I actually prefer Well Played Mr. Lemon, but we'll have Birds Fly because that is the actual single. It's a double A side.
And that's track A, yeah?
Yeah.
Track one.
Track one, yeah.
Oh, hold on.
That ain't it.
No, that ain't it. That's me.
Bit of jazz.
Right. Okie doke. Right, this is, what are they called again?
They're called The Flag Listeners, and this is their debut single, Birds Fly. Check them out on YouTube and all over the places you've just listed a few moments ago.
You were born in the wrong place. You were born in the wrong time. You were looking for open hearts and open minds. You were trying to work it out all on your own.
That's a very nice tune.
Yeah, flag listeners. That's called Birds Fly. That's Eamon Hare. I hope that's pronounced correctly, Eamon. Johnny Steele on the vocals and electric guitar. Sean, the legendary Sean Fox, of course, on bass guitar. And Tony Brennan on the drums and backing vocals.
Oh, cool. May I say hello to Brian Phillips?
Brian Phillips, ledge.
Regular listener. Claire Sullivan, I don't know if she's listening, but you know, she's got her own Saturday show now. She doesn't need us.
Young Jamie's in as well. I know.
Jamie McKenzie, what a guy.
Sniffing around,
yes, what a guy. Cool. Well, I was actually going to phone up Isaac and talk about this flat Earth thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if he's ready to hear I've only got a couple of questions. And they're not like, what the bloody hell are you playing at?
You only need a couple of questions, didn't you?
Well, no, he's got a whole load of research into it. And he's, you know, right. Anyway, yeah, hold on. I've got to write that word down. That's it, because that's key to my debunking.
There's 2 L's in bollocks.
Oh, yeah. No, that's blocks.
Oh, sorry.
Right, hopefully he'll answer. I feel like the phone jacker.
Shall we phone jack him?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Isaac. How's it going?
Oh, very good, mate. 2 seconds. Let me just take you off. There you go. How's that?
Oh, that's much better. How you doing, all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Am I live?
Yep, you're live on air.
I'm actually live on air right now.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't done our greeting yet. What's our greeting? Right, do it. Right, on your mark, set.
There you go.
Oh, we were a bit out of sync there.
Yeah.
Weren't we?
Yeah.
Right, let's try again. What do we usually do? Come on, one more time. 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Oh man, come on!
I done it early then, so it would compensate for the time.
What are you doing? Are you booty clapping?
Yeah, it could be the radio delay.
We're doing the Huey click.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, on the so
the handshake.
So
yes, bro.
So you what got you interested into investigating into the flat Earth possibility?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Before I answer you, right? Let me just say a big shout out to my family at home. Big shout out to any of my friends who might be listening at the moment. Big shout out to Debbie and my little son Ivy at home.
Right, okay.
Right, in case they're listening. Big shout to a couple of masses, you know, like the Elkstis, the Hanwell, the Lavins, all that stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Anyway, after all that, to answer your question, by the way, this is the first time I've ever spoken on the radio. You know that.
That's all right.
You haven't said anything yet.
You just pick it up, everyone.
Yes, I've had some shouts. What are you about?
Yeah.
You know, manners. You've got to do your manners first, haven't you?
It's only a 2-hour show, though, son.
Sorry, what did you say?
It's only a 2-hour show, so.
Oh, it's only a 2-hour show. Okay.
Yeah. You want to get to the nub of this?
I'll get to the nub of it. Basically, the question is what? Why am I investigating whether the Earth is flat or not?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. To go back to the beginning. In the beginning.
Yeah. We all differ about the beginning, but yeah.
We all differ about the beginnings. Yeah. Basically, all it was, right, was you know, I've always been into sort of like looking at stuff on YouTube and, you know, looking at all sort of weird sort of stuff, conspiracy theories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one time I was just looking on YouTube, as you do, and I saw some videos saying the Earth is flat.
Right.
Basically. And I just, you know, instantly had a sort of reaction to sort of laugh at it, you know, and just sort of start giggling. It made me giggle.
Right.
Really, you know, a lot. I mean, it was a proper deep belly laughter sort of giggle. You never tell me, you just can't stop giggling.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought this is just ridiculous. How can someone be saying the Earth is flat?
Yep.
You know, but basically, you know, being sort of, I think of myself as quite an open-minded person, and I thought I won't just dismiss it. You know, even though it made me laugh so much. And I remember putting a post on Facebook saying how, bloody hell, I've just seen this. I think I might have even posted the video saying, I've just seen this and this is just cracking me up. This is making me laugh. Anyway, I basically just started looking into it. I just started looking into more and more videos saying that the Earth was flat, and they just kept making me laugh. Right? And after about a week, I decided that I come across one guy called Tiger Dan.
Right.
Who's actually no longer a flat Earth researcher. But anyway, I saw this guy, and he was doing lots of experiments.
Like what?
Basically, like sort of horizon experiments, distance over water. He was doing experiments to find curvature over water distances.
Yeah.
he was giving examples of old experiments that had been done in the past and all that. And basically he did one in particular that caught my eye was about different ways, basically about a sunset and how the sun could set in accordance with the law of perspective. Something called the law of perspective, basically. And he was saying, he did this experiment, he showed me this experiment, so I thought, let me go replicate it to test it. But he was basically stating that if you need a light source far enough away from you, and it stayed at the same height, and it kept going far and far away, eventually it would drop into the floor like how the sun sets.
Yeah, but wouldn't that prove that there's curvature?
Well, if you were doing it on a perfectly flat surface, such as a flat concrete floor, I mean, you know, if the light was, obviously, you know, you have to do it on a small scale compared to the sun, right? Because there is such a thing as perspective. You know, when you look down the road and you see loads of lampposts, they do sort of converge into a point.
Vanishing point.
But there's such thing as perspective and vanishing point. So the only question is that vanishing due to curvature or vanishing point? You know, you'd have to make, so you'd have to make the light sort of a certain size. You know, like, obviously if it was too big, you'd have to really travel very, very far in order to see the vanishing point. And at that point, you could argue that it was curvature that was hiding the light.
Can I just ask a few things? I just wanted to know, so we're taking it that the International Space Station is not evidence, right? Because it could be debunked, it could be faked.
It could be a blip, a high altitude plane, could be less.
Yeah, all right, can I just ask this, right?
Yeah.
You can watch the view from the space station live, and you can also, when it shows, say, Great Britain on the live feed, you can look up into the sky and see it, and see the international. How can that be faked?
That could be a high altitude balloon or airplane.
Yeah, but it would have to be International Space Station shaped in order.
Well, yeah, of course it could be. That's very easy to do. You can make a plane any shape, can't you?
Well, yeah, you could, but would you?
Well, why wouldn't you? If you could, would you? If you were trying to convince people that it was there and it wasn't, then you would. Yeah.
Yeah, but why?
And
okay, now we're on another rabbit.
Before we go off on a tangent, because we do this a lot, don't we? We've had so many good debates. But just to finish that point on about the sunset, just to answer that question fully why I'm looking into this, right? Basically, after doing the experiment, I decided that I have to basically try and simulate a sunset without letting curvature come into the equation, right?
Okay.
So I had to find a really flat surface and a small enough light that would be able to vanish according to perspective without the curve of the Earth having been brought into the equation.
Right.
See what I mean? So basically, I used my mobile phone light. That was quite tiny.
Yeah.
I was in the supermarket. It took me a while to find a big enough supermarket, but once I did, I basically put it at the very other end of the shop.
You must have looked insane.
I probably did look insane. I probably did, right? A few people were looking at me, but, you know, I don't really care if I look insane, because, you know, he doesn't this day and age. That's all a matter of opinion, basically. But
no,
anyway,
I'm joking.
Yeah, you know, yeah, I know you are, I know. But this light was so far away, right? And basically, as I moved away, it was literally half a centimetre off the floor. That's how close it was.
Right.
To the floor. Now I'm moving away, and every now and again I'm bending down onto the floor and trying to look from a position of no parallax. Remember that from physics?
Right.
Like literally lining up my eye with the light, so my eye is as close to the floor as I can get it, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So I'm trying to look at this light, and as I'm moving away, it is bright. It doesn't seem to be diminishing in brightness, which was quite a surprise, actually. That was quite a shock, because that again simulated the way a sun goes towards the horizon. Sort of doesn't seem to shrink that much. The glare of the bulb was just right there in my eyes, in my face.
They say the sun increases in size because of the magnification of the atmosphere because it gets thicker as it goes down.
They do, yeah. But the thing is, this light looked like it was doing the same thing as well. It was quite weird, but I don't know, maybe it was just a dazzle, but it didn't seem to be shrinking anyway, not as much as I expected it to. But anyway, I kept moving away. Eventually, I reached that point where all of a sudden, it started to dip. Obviously it was reaching that vanishing point. It had already reached a point, you know, where something starts mirroring and starts looking like it's miraging with the surface of the floor. If you do it, it's an amazing thing to see. But eventually, as I moved further away, it just went zip, just dipped into the floor, and I thought, blimey, look at that. That's like a sunset. I had replicated the guy's experiment, and I had proved to myself that you can actually do a sunset in a different way to only a ball turning.
Okay, right.
So that's what gave me the impetus to sort of start looking further.
Well, let me tell you something that I did when I was in India, in Goa, right?
Okay.
You squat down on the beach and watch the sunset, and the very split second it disappears behind the horizon. You jump up as high as you can, and you see the sun again. You see a little glimmer again.
Yes,
how
correct.
How
How's
on
that possible?
earth? That isn't possible on your scale because
It's completely not.
Because it's the same distance away.
No, it's not. It's not impossible. I'll tell you why. Because your perspective changes when you jump up in the air. As soon as the bulb vanished for me, guess what I did?
Right.
I automatically lifted my head up.
And then it came back.
Which came back. But obviously, in perspective-wise, or should I say proportion-wise, I would have lifted my head. That would have been like you jumping up 100 feet in the air or something.
All right,
so
fair enough.
The sun will come back.
All right, right. Okay, why try and hide? Why are these people trying to hide? Why might they be trying to hide the fact that the Earth is flat?
Or the possibility that does it. Yeah, if the Earth was flat, why would they try and hide it?
No, hold on a minute.
Right.
Listen, right?
Yeah.
I know you believe in Jesus, and I respect that, right?
Yes.
And you believe in
Certainly
God, and you believe in the Bible, yeah?
Yeah, most of it.
Most of it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Certainly,
I believe in its core message. Certainly, I believe in its core message.
All right, okay. If these people that are trying to hide the flat Earth know all this, that the Earth is flat and blah, 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 and they know that God created the Earth, they know that hell exists, surely they know they're going to hell.
Okay, right. Well, this is the thing. Some people, there's such a thing as someone who's suicidal, right? Whereby they know they're going to die when they jump off the building, but they do it anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Some people are basically too interested in the gains they're going to get now, right? That they don't care about sacrifice later. They might not even really believe that there's a hell, or they might not really believe that there is a God. They might actually be doing it. There's a million different reasons why they could be doing it. But if it is a person who actually, for instance, was a satanic Satan worshipper, these are people who actually think Satan's more powerful than God. So for them, there's no fear. They think they're on the right team.
Okay.
And to them, pulling the wool over everyone's eyes will be part of their kicks.
Right, okay.
But that's just one. That's just one class and one category.
Can you just answer how come we get eclipses then, and how come anyone with a small knowledge of astronomy, knows how to predict an eclipse? They know where the sun is going. They know when it's going to cast a shadow.
Yeah, I think that's very easy to know.
Hold on, but it would have to work on both models simultaneously.
Simultaneously. The funny thing is, on both models, what I've been doing a lot of this time since I've been researching it is I've been comparing both models. Every time I'm trying to debunk one model, lately it's been a lot of trying to debunk Globe, which I feel I've done quite a few times. But what I'm usually doing is testing Globe model. Testing it, and in testing it, I see a certain thing that's supposed to be happening, and then I check it, see if it can happen on the flat Earth model, and I think, yeah, that works. And then I try it on the Globe model, and I think, hold on, that's not working properly. So to me, every time I try to debunk the flat Earth model, I end up getting another point for flat Earth model and minusing the point for Globe model. Can I give you an example?
Go on then.
Okay, one of the examples was, for instance, the sun. Let's go back to the sun setting, right? I basically known that the sun is supposed to be setting on the Globe model by the Earth revolving and the sun basically spinning out of the position. Basically the Earth turning and no longer facing the part of the sun, right? Yeah. So basically, I simulated that by having a big torch on one side and a big gimbal on the other side, and I moved the light around so that it was equivalent to the sun setting around the edge of the ball. Right. Now, while I was doing that, basically, all of a sudden on my ceiling, I saw a shadow cast from the edge of the ball onto the ceiling as the light went around it. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So that's equivalent to the sky, or the atmosphere above. Now, this light is going around the ball, and rather than, as we watch sunset happen. You know, when it fades very gradually.
Yeah.
Even after the sun's gone below the horizon, there's still plenty of light, and there's no shadow in the sky, and it's a very slow fade. It's like 2 hours later, it's still, you know, we had twilight for like 2 hours. It was a very different view to what I saw as that light went around the edge of the ball. But when I simulated a sunset on a flat Earth model, which was put a light in one corner of the room and move it away, just keep moving it away from that area in the same height, the ceiling above slowly but surely faded, very similar to what we watch every night. So I thought, blimey, the flat Earth model simulation looks better than the globe model simulation.
To you.
So that made me think, ooh, that was a big one, actually.
Okay.
And I still can't account for why we don't see a shadow every night in the sky as the sun goes around the edge of the Earth. Where's the shadow of the edge of the Earth shining up at the sky? There's no line. There's no, like we're supposed to see Earth shadows on the moon. Why wouldn't we see it in our atmosphere, in our sky?
Well, maybe we do, but we just sort of, it's more because light in the atmosphere, light behaves differently, and that's why when the sun's, like they say on the moon, they said that the shadows that they saw were like pitch black. You couldn't see into them because light wasn't reflected in the atmosphere because there was no atmosphere. But we do have an atmosphere, though. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So light will not act in a sort of typical shadow, you know.
But it seems to with clouds, doesn't it? It seems to, like, when a cloud gets in the way, that seems to...
Yeah,
although
it
that's
seems
in the
to,
opposite
but
direction, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's in the opposite direction.
I suppose we'd have to be very far away to see it as a model sort of thing.
Yeah, but also, when you think about it, the sky is high up. The sky's high up enough. That's far away. So I'm still wondering why we don't see... Anyway, that is, for me, that was not 100%. Obviously, you can see why I couldn't... Because of the fact that you can still question it, like you are.
Okay.
That's why I couldn't see that as 100% proof. But that made me...
I want to ask one more thing. I want to ask one more thing.
Oh, Columbo.
Yeah, we're both Columbo fans.
He's a Columbo card. This is where he does your logic.
That's one more thing.
Yeah. What about all these pilots and that have flown around the world, who say they've flown around the world? And
flown around the world? Yeah, okay.
Pilots and ships, and...
How could they do that?
They navigate using a globe, and it happens all the time.
Okay, well, they don't have a globe on their boats, do they? They don't have a globe. They're not following a globe.
But they use the model of a globe to know where they're going.
Yeah, true saying. But there's also something called like a map projections, where like North Pole projections, which is what the Gleason map is, and funnily enough, the UN logo is, right? It's a flat Earth it's a map projection of supposedly of a globe. So, in a sense, how could people be travelling around on the water? You see how a stylus on a record goes around like that, and I imagine there was a few obstructions around that record, like those were obviously countries, land, right?
Right.
Now, all they'd have to be doing is going around that record, obviously dodging the bits of land that they need to, and they could circumnavigate the whole Earth. They could do that all on the equator, and you wouldn't know whether they were 90 degrees angle to the North Pole or the same angle to the North Pole. But
pilots would know.
Pilots would know, but how many times the pilots, I mean, when I've been on a plane, you don't see a curved horizon, you see a flat horizon.
Yeah, I know. I think that's probably because you're not up high enough.
Yeah, that's what they say, right? So in other words, pilots wouldn't see it because they're not high enough, because they're the ones in the front.
They wouldn't see it, but they know that, you know, say for instance, one pilot has to go fly to Hong Kong, or fly to Australia. Some pilots will stop over at Hong Kong or something.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me, I'm eating a cake. We'll fly over to Hong Kong, and then maybe another pilot will fly it to Australia, and he'll fly to San Francisco, and then maybe get a coach to New York and fly back to London or something.
Yeah, but all of that can happen on a flat plane or a globe. They would never know because they never experienced the sensation of going upside down, do they? So
but they know about navigation.
Yeah, but they're just following their coordinates. Their coordinates is 52 degrees, whatever, east, west, whatever. They're just going to that location. They're not thinking, right, at some point I'm curving over a ball. They're just going, to them it's flat all the way. It's
okay, all right. Fair point. But all the pilots. So you're saying all the pilots.
The same goes for all of them.
And there must be millions, or have
There
been.
must be gazillions. None of them would be none the wiser as to whether because none of them actually experienced going upside down.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
No, okay.
What I'm saying is, they've all been fooled and no one's twigged.
Well, I have been...
How likely is
possible.
that?
How likely? Very likely. Very easily likely.
Yeah.
Look how many people have been... Let's say, for instance, it is actually true, right? First of all, the fact that... No, that's not a good argument. No. Let's say, for instance, how could all these people be fooled, right?
Right.
So many people have been fooled about so many different things, world events, all the way through life, history. Like, for instance, how could... Say, for instance, it is a globe. How could so many people have been fooled into thinking it was flat in the first place?
Well, that was a long time ago. We was primitive stages who didn't know much.
Yeah, but we're not like know-it-alls now. There's still lots we don't know. There's still lots of us. There's still lots that we're going to find out. People can get fooled all the time, is what I'm saying, especially when it's something so big. No one has got the actual... As you say, if you're close to the ground, you can't tell, right? Even up in an airplane, you can't tell, right?
Yeah, but
so really and truly...
Yeah, hold on.
Hold on. Sorry. Yeah. The only way you could really tell is if you actually went up into space.
Yes.
Right? Now, that's the only agency that would actually be able to really know. Everyone else is just going to be guessing.
Yep, that's true.
So they would just take whatever that agency says. That agency says, yep, we went up there and it's round. Here's some GoPro fisheye pictures for you to see of curvature, right?
Yeah.
If they showed you that, we're just going to think, oh yeah, look, it's a ball. Look, they've shown us pictures. But why are they using curvy lens pictures? Cameras, sorry.
Why
would they use that? Why don't they just show it as it is? Why? I don't want to see a curvy lens picture from space.
I've seen pictures from the space station where the Earth looks curved and the space station doesn't look curved.
Yeah, but that's only just the perspective. That's very easy to do though, because the middle of the lens,
right?
The middle when you're in the middle part of any GoPro fisheye lens, the horizon will look flat. When you tilt the lens forward and you're using the top half of the lens, it will be curved, and same with the bottom half. Which is why all they have to do is set the part that's facing the ISS to be this middle bit, so that will look straight, and then the rest of it, looking at Earth, will be all curved. Okay. So you'd think, oh, look at that, lovely. That's very easy to simulate.
All right. What about people like there's radio telescopes? They can see planets orbiting suns. They can see, and I know your pool table analogy that the pool table's not round, the balls are, but. Yeah. Wouldn't it be like very likely, like if you can see Mars and you can see the moon's going round it, and you can follow Mars round the sun almost, round our own sun, and you can follow, you can see Venus go in front of the sun and behind the sun. You can see Jupiter and all its planets doing exactly the way the model describes. Yeah. So how do you fake that? I mean,
okay, I'll answer. The funny thing is these, with all the sort of looking that I've been doing, I've come to realise that there's so many ways of faking stuff, right? Okay. For starters, we're not talking about what we're viewing with our own eyes. We're talking about what we're viewing via their CGI images.
Well,
right?
Not always, no, because I had a telescope as a kid and I saw Saturn, I saw Jupiter and one of its moons. In fact, it was bloody amazing, you know.
This is my Uranus joke.
Okay, fair enough. Let me answer your question.
Go on then, go on.
I'll answer the question, right?
All right, and then I've got to hang up, right?
Then you've got to hang up. Okay, then. All right, very quickly then. So, basically, first of all, I'll go to the CGI images, right? Obviously, all of them can be faked, so we shouldn't even waste time with that, really. Right. Because, we watch Star Trek and all that. They can show us anything, right?
Yeah.
To real amateur people, like, astronomy and all stuff like that, right? People with real telescopes on the ground, seeing certain things, seeing bits going around this and that. That's all well and good. But I've even tested that. Lately I heard about a theory about Venus and Mercury. Now apparently we see Venus and Mercury quite regularly in our night sky, quite easily in our night sky.
Oh, yeah.
With a standard telescope. You can see it with your naked eye. You don't even need a telescope. You just have to know where to look. Right?
What, Venus?
No, Venus, yeah.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
You know that, right? And you probably, any astronomer's probably seen Venus.
You can see Venus in the daytime.
You can see Venus in the daytime.
Yeah, because it's nearer to the sun, so
because it's closer to the sun, exactly. But my question question now, and this is what this guy came up with, was how come you can see it in the night? Because we are facing the wrong way, and Venus is on the inner trajectory around the sun. So unless we were somehow able to be facing the opposite way from Venus, and yet how are we still going to see Venus?
Maybe
and
because it's on the outer orbit.
Outer edge, yeah, that's what I thought about. So I thought about, I did a diagram and I looked and I placed the Venus where you'd have to be able to see it. So it would have to be very close to twilight, basically, because you'd have to be right on the edge where the sun, the sun's shining up at Venus, obviously. It's to the side of Venus. Like, let's say it's at, let's look at a clock. You're in the centre, Venus is at 9 o'clock, we are at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right? And obviously the bottom is facing away from, facing away from the sun. So facing downwards is where we're standing. But if you go up to the equator now, right on the edge, like let's say our 9 o'clock on the Earth, or that ball, you can see, you'd be able to look up and right on our horizon we'd be able to see Venus. But it would be getting a bit of a sort of, it wouldn't be illuminated very high in the sky because it would be right on our horizon, just about to set.
Yeah.
Right?
So what, are you saying you can see Venus high in the sky at night?
No, I'm going to check to see how high and how long it stays there.
All right, okay.
Because if it stays there for quite a few hours after we're supposed to be, coming up to 9 o'clock midnight, we're meant to be well turned around. If we're still seeing Venus, that's impossible.
Talking of coming up to midnight, I think we've had a good chat. I'm going to have to cut it off, but thanks, Isaac. It's been really cool.
That's cool, bro.
All right, man. I wish you all the best in your research, yeah?
Thank you, man. Thank you. All right? See you on Thursday for karaoke.
Yeah, man, for sure. See you later. Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye. There we go. I'm not convinced, but, each to their own. That's Isaac there, doing his research. I think he needs some.
Red wine ain't close to me.
There we go. Red wine. Hey, made famous, of course, by UB40.
Made more famous.
Yeah, more famous, sorry, yeah. Also, wrote it, don't you? What's his face, isn't he?
Thingy Bob, yeah.
And Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neil Diamond.
Steve Wells is in.
Yeah.
From Ickenham.
I'm going to phone up Alex Squeakz in a little while.
Who's that?
She's a friend of mine. She's got a very unique voice.
Oh, right.
And I just want to hear how she's received. She's got a very kind of like... I wonder if people do double takes, because I knew about her before I met her. I'd seen her name on Facebook, Alex Squeakz. I thought, that's an interesting name. So she's obviously embraced her voice.
Oh, okay.
And she's changed her name accordingly.
It's not going to be a mocking call, is it?
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that at all. I would imagine, though, that she's got some tales to tell about people going...
Does she know she's coming on the air?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would never do that to anyone. Like mock them or do it from my own, Even like I find that flat earth stuff just baffling, how people can think that.
I find it baffling that people can engage people who talk about it. It's like arguing about the metaphysical poets with a cat.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I thought you'd had enough fruitcake tonight. No, you told me not to be rude to Isaac, and I'll tell you what, his points are really well thought out and really well put, but I think there's some that are and some that aren't. Yeah. I think personally. Yeah.
I mean, because I don't know if they know they're going to hell and they're destroying God's work, why do they continue to do it?
When you start on the God thing.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yes, I can't even, I'm going to just turn my phone off because I do that every week. Are we going to play that Tim Harris track?
Oh,
because he does the old Dirk Morris dancing now, and I think...
Oh, he might be doing it to it.
No, I think he carries one of those staffs around with him, and I don't want to meet him in a high street and do my knees.
You know what those Morris like dances
4 weeks.
Right, this is Patrick Fitzgerald, Safety Pin Stuck in My Heart.
There you go. Now you know why it's taken us 4 weeks.
Yeah, well done. Good choice there, Tim. I can hear a bit of Tim in there.
That is so like Tim.
It isn't it? It's very...
Well, he's like Tim. Yeah, that's what I said, yeah. Sorry.
What come first, though?
Tim's the original.
Yeah, of course he is.
Fitzgerald was all over him.
Yeah, he was. This is X-Ray Specs.
Ooh.
X-Ray Specs there. I'm a poser and I don't care. Beautiful song, very good.
Takes me back to a place in time.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's I remember I got asked to play that song at a benefit gig, but I never got to do the gig in the end.
Oh,
yeah. But I had to, so I sat at home learning it.
Well, play it on your own or with a band?
With the band, I think her band.
Oh, okay.
It was after she died. It was for people with HIV and that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but I never got to do it, and it was at the Half Moon in Putney. Yeah. So that was a while back though, but I never got to do the gig for some reason. I can't remember. I don't know if I was ill or nothing.
Might have been your 15-minute guitar solo that you proposed.
Yeah. No, they really literally loved that. They loved the idea of that, honest. Right, I want to phone my friend Alex, right? She's lovely. She's a very special girl.
What's the form? What am I allowed to say anything?
Yeah, you can ask her whatever you want.
Okay.
She knows why I'm phoning. She knows I'm not like malicious or anything like that. She's got a very unique speaking voice, and it's endearing. It's really endearing, and I hate that. I hope that don't sound patronising.
No.
Because it's. I could imagine. Right. Anyway, I'm just going to phone her. Right. Just going to phone her, and we'll just. God, I feel like the phone jacker.
Ladders, talk to me.
Hello.
Hi, Alex. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. I thought you were never going to call.
Sorry. Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah. I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry if it sounds a bit funny out here. I had to go outside. The reception's crap around here.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for honouring us with your call. The reason I'm phoning, obviously, is you've got a very unique voice, right?
Yes.
and I'm sure that everywhere you go, people double take, don't they?
Yes.
And so, how do you deal with that? Does anyone say, "Oh, is that your real voice?" Or do you ever get that, or do people just think it?
Yeah, often. Like, I think it depends on my mood. So, if I'm feeling a bit sassy and somebody, like, say, for instance, when I worked at Pets at Home, if someone said, "Is that your real voice?" or "Have you've got a really high-pitched voice?" I'll be a bit sarcastic and be like, "Really? I never knew." Or other times, if they were a bit intimidating, I'd be quite scared to speak, so I'd be quite quiet at the till.
Oh, really?
Or doing customer service, or other times...
Weren't you a phone operator in a customer service department?
Yeah. Do you know what? That was the least within that job. I only got one comment within the whole 2 months I worked there.
All right.
And that was just from someone who was an outbound call who rang up and said, "Oh, you sound like a 5-year-old." And I was like, "Really? I had no idea after 25 years.
That's sarcasm. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. So, I would imagine that if someone, like, you'd be the ideal person to have at complaints, because if I phoned up really irate about something and you answered, I'd be like, "Oh, I can't get angry with this person." I don't know if maybe that had that effect, but
I don't know. I think it was mixed, really. Some people, I just tried to be understanding, and I don't know, maybe the voice came in handy. Like I say, sometimes it does come in handy without being so, like, full of it, just humble about it.
And you've like really embraced it. I mean, like, you're calling yourself Squeakz.
That actually started from my friend Amy years ago.
Right.
She started calling me it, and I used to hate it. And then, as I got older and realised people were quite positive about it, because I got bullied in school with it and whatnot. When I was at school, I wanted I think I was in like year 8, year 9. I wanted
you'd have to tell me how old that was, because we didn't used to, when I was at school, we called it like first year,
second year and all that, yeah.
Okay, so about maybe between the ages of 13, 15.
All right.
I used to say, I'll have a voice I'll be operated on my voice when I'm older, so I sound like everyone else. Because no matter, because I always, it's just a voice, but I always get so much reaction, and sometimes even I should be used to it by now, but sometimes I'm not prepared for it. You know, like I'm used to all the shocked faces or the second looks or whatnot. And
well, I'll tell you something. My sister, we one day we went to Pets R Us, and you were there, right? And when we walked out, she said, "Is that her real voice?" And I went, "Well, yeah, of course. She doesn't put it on for customers." And she went, "She is just so lovely," and and that's like that's the effect you have on, well, most people, as far as I know, and certainly myself as well. Because I'd heard about you. No, I'd seen you commenting on people's Facebook, and I thought, "Oh, Alex Squeakz, right, okay." And then I met you, and it all made sense, and you know, and it is really endearing, and I hate that sounds patronising in a way, but it is.
No, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's when people are rude I get pissed off. So
Right.
thank you.
So maybe it's a certain age group, you know, they're a bit stupid and don't realise that the world's full of different people, different sizes, and everyone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and just different genres of people, I think.
Yeah.
Well, learning from retail, especially.
Right, yeah. Can I ask, when you was really young, was it a lot higher?
I don't know.
Because did your parents think, oh, she should be losing that voice by now, you know, when you hit 10, 13 or whatever?
Yeah, when I was little, my parents said it a little bit, but it was more their neighbours and whatnot. As I was growing up, they were saying, "Speak properly," and I was like, I am. I didn't actually know I had a high-pitched voice until I got into secondary school and people were taking a piss, and I was like, what are they taking a piss out of? Because you can't hear yourself, can you?
No, you don't know. I'm wearing headphones at the moment. I sound like bloody an English Terry Wogan.
To be sure.
Oh, yes.
Latvia. That's the Latvians.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
All right, cheers. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, do you sing at all? Because I reckon you'd be a brilliant front person.
Oh no, you've heard me sing.
I heard you sing.
That video is bloody awful.
Oh, was it?
Like strangling 3 cats or something.
Oh well. Well, yeah, but people said that about Kate Bush, and they said it about Björk, and I think they're two of my favourite artists ever, if you know what I mean. So, you know, it's unique, and the unique in people is what really sells. Because everyone, you know, you think about all the people that stand out, it's not the everyday Joe who sounds like, you know, everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, I just try and blag it, really.
How was you received in Japan? Because you went to Japan for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, so yeah, I went there for 10 days, and the girls over there, I loved it. Their voices were as high-pitched as mine.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
So the reason why, I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's their language or because they're, I don't know.
Right.
No, when I spoke, they would turn around, but I'm not sure if it was because it was more because I was a foreign, or as they call it, a Bajan,
okay.
Or because, obviously they love Westerners. They think you're amazing to look at, especially if you go like into the countryside where they won't really see much of.
Ah.
They probably thought, who's that with a deep voice?
Yeah.
I don't know if they just thought
Terry Wogan.
high-pitched. I don't know if they just thought high-pitched voice, really good English, or if they were like, oh, it's a Bajan.
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't really know. But I felt like, I don't know, I love Japan in general, like it was so me, it was so cute, and everyone's so quiet and keeps to themselves, but they're loud when they're in the right environment, sort of thing.
Oh, cool.
And it was, there's so many cute things, and I just got so excited, and the girls just sounded so like me, and I was like, I'm not that unique.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's probably a bit of a downer, really, wasn't it? Well, I'm going back to England where I'm a star.
Yeah, no, it was it was sad to come back, really, and I still think about it every day. I'm obsessed. I can't stop.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. All right, and well, I'm gonna have to round it up now. Would you like a request played?
Yeah, is it alright if I do a shout out to a few people?
Oh,
as
yes,
well?
of course, yeah, of course.
I'm sorry, there's a few of them. I'll try and be quick. So we've got my best friend Becky and her family. So hello, love you all. I don't know what you say on these things. Sorry, Huey.
That does a trick.
And shout out to Sassy P and Danielle, Jenny, Leslie, Steph. I think that's it.
Okay.
I think that's it. But yeah, love them all. And yeah, I don't know if this. Would it be possible to have the Beach Boys on? Either Good Vibrations
Brilliant choice.
or what's the other one? Wouldn't it be nice if you were older? One of them.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, good. All right.
Surprise us, Huey.
I will for sure. But it's going to be after this next song that I play, right?
All right,
it won't be straight away. Alex, may I know you shouldn't ask a lady her age, but may I? May I ask you your age?
Oh, my age?
Yeah.
25.
Oh, yeah, 25.
Oh, wow. Get John.
Just a guess.
Well done.
Yeah,
Just a wild stab in the dark, which is what you're going to get when you put the phone down.
Yeah, never know me luck. All right, Alex. Thank you for coming on. Yeah, I'll play the Beach Boys after this song, right?
All right, thank you for your time.
Cheers, babes.
We'll catch you up soon. I owe you a drink.
All right, I'll get you a drink after and a shot of some shit.
This sounds like a bit of a piss up going on there. See you, babes.
See ya. Cheers, Alex. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, lovely. Beautiful stuff.
Bit of sooty.
Ah, sooty time, innit? Do you know what? I'll have to play it. Yeah. All right. I'll get sooty. I'll get sooty on the boil, as they say.
Love a bit of sooty.
Sooty time. I think maybe, yeah. I think a bit of Let It Be. I know it's like overdone and that.
Oh, beautiful. Geezer ended a wedding I played the other day with Let It Be, and I thought, it's a bit of a slow track to end because they're all dancing. They all embraced and everyone sung together and everything.
Oh, really?
Perfect way to end it, yeah.
When I was growing up at the Women's Institute in West Drayton, I don't know if you ever went, they used to have a disco there every Friday.
I think I did.
Oh, really?
I think I did,
right,
yeah.
You probably did.
Yeah.
We're about the same age. And the DJ was a Scouser, and he'd always play, he'd always say, "This is the last one." And he'd play the Beatles at the end every time. It was either Let It Be or Hey Jude or something. And so this was your chance to grab a woman.
Oh, I see.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, well, not a woman, but
Before the lights came up.
Yeah, and have a dance. Naturally, I just stood by the wall looking.
I used to do that thing where you put your hands behind your back and make it look like you're dancing and snogging someone.
Yeah, I still do.
Yeah, so do I.
Here's the Beatles. This was for Suddy. The Beatles there. That is actually a rehearsal.
It was in John's garage, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was his Rolls Royce having a tune-up. There we go. Yes, the Beatles there as a rehearsal, and I think what's his name's on the keyboards there, wasn't he? Billy Preston.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. I don't know why this phone keeps ringing.
Answer it. See who's there.
Hello. Oh. Anyway, yeah, the house phone keeps ringing. I was speaking to Mick the other day, and I said, Mick, I've got this song. I really want you to hear it. And it's a kind of calypso song, but it's about slagging off bebop.
Right.
Yeah, and he mentions all these like musical terms and that he doesn't like. But I think it's kind of tongue in cheek. He's slagging off Dizzy Gillespie and people like that. And I thought I'd play it on the show. I think you'd like it as well.
I thought that you were building up to a punchline.
No, I wasn't. No,
right,
for once. No, I actually meant what I said. Yeah, it's called Calypso B, and it's by Young Tiger. Okay, and it's just an old 50s song that's slagging off the bebop music, the jazz. I don't think it's slagging it off. I think it's tongue in cheek. I think because he knows all the names, so I think he must. Must be a bit of a joke. It's, you know what I mean? Anyway, this is called Calypso B. we go, Young Tiger there, Calypso B. That's one of my favourite songs now. I only heard it the other day for the first time.
Would you definitely have a go at that?
No.
Oh.
Maybe a karaoke or something.
Oh, no, I thought you were getting a band to have a go.
Oh, no.
Oh, right, yeah.
I just spoke to Mick about it. I just said, there's this really good, cool song that I would like you to hear.
Is that up his alley then, that sort of thing?
Oh, I don't know, I've never been up there.
Oh, there we go.
I know, tell you one thing though, he left his bleeding welder in the alley all night once.
His what?
I knocked on his door one day and I goes, Mick, is that your welder down there? And it's like a good few £100 worth of welding equipment.
And he forgot it was in the alley?
Yeah, it was in the alley all night. Anyone could have had it.
I would have had it.
Yeah.
Why didn't you have it?
I can't
sell
weld.
it back to him.
Yeah. All right, Alex Squeakz. I never even asked her real name. She did tell me once, but she anyway, she asked for the Beach Boys, so I must obey. Cool tune.
Wouldn't it be nice if we were older then?
There you go, the Beach Boys there. Wouldn't it be nice?
Squeakz.
And brilliant tune. I love the way it starts in one key and then it sort of changes, and like it has that like transient chord, I suppose they're called.
Cleverest of boys, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Didn't muck about in
They
there.
didn't.
Yeah.
Jackie Davis is listening.
Jackie Davis. Hello, Jackie Davis in America.
She might be in the States, yeah. She's flight crew, so she's either here, Great Missenden Way, or out in the States.
Ah.
I like to think she's in the States because it's much more exotic.
Yeah.
Love to you and Izzy, babes.
So where were you at the weekend then? You stormed it, didn't you?
We did a wedding. Not sure we stormed it. The geezer after us stormed it, but my mate Craig was there.
Right. I
didn't
heard you smashed the granny out of it.
No, what's his name? Stan the man smashed the granny out of it. We were the precursor to him smashing the granny out of it.
Okay.
But my mate Craig's got this business.
Right.
It's called CafeLambro.com.
Okay.
And he turns up in these reconditioned, beautiful little three-wheeler Italian things and does coffee out of them, beer out of them,
Oh, yeah?
Prosecco. It's a beautiful idea. So if you want to check that out for your wedding
Yeah.
or your do, it's CafeLambro.com.
All right, okay.
Check it out online, kids.
Cafe Lambro.
And I reckon I'll get a little glass of Prosecco for that punt.
Yeah, I reckon you would.
Why not? Might have a beer, actually.
Steve wanted a Nirvana song, didn't he?
He wanted, if I remember correctly, it was Aneurysm.
Aneurysm. I think I've got that. What album's that from?
That's from, what's the one, not Acid, what's the,
In Utero.
No, the other one.
Bleach.
Yes, not Acid, Bleach.
Oh yeah, I've got that album, but I can't see it. Hold on. No, maybe it's just not on there. It's not on my, unless it's under another name. All right, I want to get it on the old computer. Right, Nirvana is going to be. Yeah, of course. Steve went to see Nirvana the other night.
Oh, is that where he's picked it up from?
Yeah.
It's on Smells Like Teen Spirit. I beg everyone's pardon.
Ah, wow. I did have that album as well. I'll tell you what, let me get it from the album rather than the computer.
Do you prefer it off the old iPod then?
Well, I do. In fact, it must be an extra track because it's not on my whatever I downloaded. Must have downloaded it off a donkey site. Yeah, Nirvana there, Aneurysm for Steve McKenzie in West Drayton, or maybe Watford Way. Talking of Watford Way, my band are playing there on Thursday.
Are you playing at Horns?
No, we're playing at the Hammer in Hand.
Ah, it's a gay pub, isn't it? Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, go there all the time.
The Hammer in Hand.
Yeah, go for
Euphemism.
Cruising.
Hashtag euphemism.
Yeah. Yes. Daniel Hartley said he thinks that song is his favourite Nirvana song.
It's on Incesticide apparently as well.
Ah, that's probably where it is.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah. Right, okay. Also, Daniel was reminding me it's a very special, probably the most important person alive today in rock and roll. It's his 90th birthday.
Chuck Berry.
It's only Chuck Berry, yeah.
I knew that. I Facebooked him the other day.
Yeah.
And said...
Didn't reply, did he?
No.
I know, he's like that. It's almost like he's like ignoring you, or he didn't see it. He's acting like he didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to stop writing the letters. Right, this is for everyone who loves Chuck Berry, including Rachel in Ruislip. Happy birthday, Chuck.
Distance information, give me.
I'll tell you what, if ever you get a chance, there's a version of that with John Lennon and Yoko Ono and Chuck Berry doing it. If you ever get on YouTube and check it out, and you'll see the bit where Yoko oh, sorry, I shouldn't laugh. She's playing a drum, right? And she's got a mic. She's got this little drum under her arm. She's hitting it quite, good in time and that. And there's a little micing up the drum. And then all of a sudden she stops drumming, grabs hold of the mic, and goes, "What?"
Into the mic.
Yeah, starts screaming. And then you see Chuck Berry looking over, like raising his eyebrows, going, "Bloody hell, what's that?" It's one of the funniest expressions I've ever seen. It's on YouTube if you want to check it out.
You never knew of her though, Yoko, did you?
No.
She was like that. Every party I went to, she was pissed.
Right, this is our final track. This is for Roy. Is it?
Roy Edges pulled this one out the bag.
All right. Well done, Roy. Good choice.
It's a beautiful
This
track.
is by the Browns. This time I would know. I don't even know this song, but I trust Roy's expertise on good music.
This is for Craig, and it's for Amber and for Trevor.
Okie dokie.
Another banana.
That's beautiful. That's perfect ending to the show. We've covered it all now. We've covered Alex Squeakz, the flat earth, and everything. I hope Myra Jane Franklin feels better when we get her back on the show. Hopefully she'll be feeling better and she can do a few tunes.
Yeah, look forward to it.
That'd be nice. And well, thanks everyone for listening. It's been we've been graced by your listenership. That's all I can say, really.
Much love, nighty night and all that.
Yeah, man. And don't let the bed bugs bite. I don't know what else to say. Thanks. Chuck Berry, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Chuck.
Yeah, he probably is listening. You know what he's like.
He does. He listens, but he never comments, does he?
No, he's a shady one.
Yeah, frustrating.
Yeah, he is a bit.
Lurker.
We know how much he knows how much we love him, but he likes to play it down. He's getting a bit used to it. Anyway, thanks. Cheers, Dan. Cheers, Steve. Cheers, everybody.